Christian, 6 straight. The longest active winning streak in the NBA continues. With injuries, the lineups have had to change, but the results have remained the same. Why?
Adversity, fighting through adversity.
This team was out-rebounded tonight by 11. You gave up 22 offensive rebounds. How were you able to remain in control despite giving up that rebounding edge?
Just fighting through it. They were big down there.
23 points for you tonight, a season-high 5 made threes. How important is your offensive versatility when you're drawing those traditional bigs?
My team needs me, and when they need me, I show up.
And how about the performance from you here tonight? 29 points, 19 in the third quarter. What got into you in that third quarter?
Man, the last 2 games, I haven't been shooting like myself, trying to be aggressive, and that's what happened. So.
Yeah, all season long, you've been trying to strike a balance between being a facilitator for your teammates and attacking for yourself. How do you do it? How do you know when it needs to be your turn?
I'm still learning.
We'll start with the offense. Big double from you in that 5th inning, and then a few pitches later, there was an opportunity with the ball getting past Jonah Heim. What'd you see in that play?
Yeah, so usually when the ball gets back there, it can, kind of deaden on some of those signs.
Going back to that 1st inning, Brad Miller trying to get home, Kyle Tucker with the huge throw. How confident were you that you made that play?
Yeah, I was confident.
You've scored 20 or more points in 11 of your last 18 games, 5 made threes last night, 6 here tonight. Where is your confidence in your scoring abilities right now?
I'm super confident right now. And a good defensive win, too.
Yeah, you didn't take your first lead until the 4th quarter. You're on a 16-0 run, spurred by your defense. How much does the game change for this team when you guys played defensive-minded first?
We just started locking in defensively.
Russ, entering tonight's game, the Celtics were 27-4 when out-rebounding opponents. Now they are 27-5. What is it about this team's defensive prowess in the small ball lineup that allows you to be successful despite giving up the rebounding edge?
Scrappy, have a great intensity, helping each other out, trusting the next man.
Now, usually you and I are on the same team, but today my Providence Friars faced your Texas Longhorns. I'm not going to mention the score, but back in 2004, there was a pretty memorable game. 16th ranked Longhorns, 25th ranked Friars, went to overtime, and you crushed the hearts of some Friars with the floater down the lane. What do you remember about that game?
Probably just afterwards when the referee said it was a basket, everybody just going crazy and us running off the floor. They were throwing stuff. So it got pretty crazy up there, but I'll never forget that game. It was my freshman year, and it's kind of my coming out party.
I have an extra Friars hat in my bag if you want to borrow it.
That would never happen. Hook 'em, hook 'em.
PJ, thank you so much.
All right, awesome.
Robert, congratulations. Game 7, win or go home. This team isn't going home yet. You said yesterday at practice that's the motivation. How were you able to channel that motivation down the stretch here tonight?
We just was able to get in.
This team has preached defense since game 1, and over the last 5 games, you've had the best defensive rating in the NBA. What changed?
Everyone taking pride in locking the defender up, one by one, man to man. We're locking guys up, and I think we're taking pride now. We got to continue to do that if we want to win the ring.
I don't want to say there's a correlation, but tonight is your first bobblehead night ever.
You know, it's my first bobblehead. I never had a bobblehead since I've been in the league, so
should we have more?
Sure, why not?
When you look at the bench during this first half, the coaches were all up telling this team to get out in transition. How important is pushing the pace against this Pelicans team?
I mean, that's our game. That's how we get easy basket. That's how we push, make them find the guys in the threes. We just got to keep doing that.
In the first quarter, the second unit had just 1 point. They had 20 of the 33 points in that second quarter. When this team needed to get something going, how important was that second unit?
I mean, every game, when the second unit play well, we win the game. And they big for us, and they've been playing well this last quarter, and we just got to keep that going.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half. And how about the month of July for you, batting right around 300, 4 homers now, 10 RBI? What's allowed you to find such an offensive rhythm in the last 2+ weeks?
I just keep working hard, working hard every day.
Heading into the All-Star break with a sub-2 ERA, what are we continuing to witness from JV? How does he continue to get this done?
JV, man, he's a smart guy. He prepared. Feel like it's like the wine. The older he gets, the better he gets.
We went through a tough stretch, losing 3 in a row, so we wanted to come back and catch a rhythm. Shout out to the teammates, and we came in locked in and wanted to get a good start to the game, and we just rolled that out the entire game.
It's your 4th 60th point game of your career. You're tied now for 3rd most all-time with Michael Jordan. You're on a list with Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. When you hear your name with those 3, what goes through your mind?
That's greatness right there. Those guys are something that I'm trying to get to.
Yes, thanks, Craig. I've got the birthday boy, the big 2-0, and a big win And for this team, the win streak continues 7 straight. The way this team responds to runs, the fight in this group, what continues to allow this team to overcome adversity?
Man, we're streaking right now. I think it's like the fight to not want to lose.
And tonight, 2 Arizona State products on the floor. You asked James Harden if you could wear that number 13 when you were there. Describe to me what it felt like to square up against him on an NBA court.
And it's everything. These are guys that my brother Patrick Christopher played with and against in college. Like I saw Harden play when I was a baby when he was at Arizona State. So to be able to go to Arizona State, wear the number, and then to be able to go against him toe to toe, man, it's everything for me. It's a blessing.
You finished with your 3rd consecutive triple-double. For the first time as a Rocket, you move up to 18th on the all-time assist list, passing Tony Parker. How much pride do you take in finding your teammates the best looks?
So much, man.
I've asked James this before, but I want to ask you as well. How much of an advantage does this Rockets team have, knowing that you have an MVP on the floor at all times?
It's a huge advantage. Not too many teams can say that. I don't know how many can, but I know we can.
Jalen, 13 lead changes, 9 ties, 5 minutes of overtime. What did it take to withstand the push from this Lakers team and get the win here tonight?
We just knew we had to be solid on defense.
Lakers came in 6-1 in overtime games this season. You opened up overtime on a 13-0 run. What was the mindset from the group on the floor when you're facing LeBron James on the other side in an overtime game?
I mean, the game plan was attack Melo.
You talk about being in attack mode. The Lakers lack rim protection this season. You guys got in the paint tonight, 62 points in the paint. How important was it to find those driving lanes and attack inside tonight?
Like I said, we was looking for the mismatch.
And a lead miss. You had 19 games in 18 days coming off the All-Star break before finally getting that day off yesterday. How important was that day off for this group as a whole?
I mean, we need a big time, you know, it was a tough stretch. I mean, it's what it is, you know, like it's so part of the season, but we pushed together and we got a lot of wins that stretch, so hopefully we get a lot in the next one.
And coming into tonight's game, Martin Perez seemed to have this team's number, and it looked that way early on in this one. What changed about the approach that this team had going into that 4th inning?
I mean, I like great to the teammates, you know, like they put a great at-bat before me.
This Rockets bench is averaging just about 26 points per game. Tonight they put up 51. How important are those contributions going to be as the season progresses?
The most important, man. Austin, D-House, Eric, Todd, but whoever comes in the game, man, doing a great job tonight. They kept us afloat tonight by defending off, excuse my language, defending their butts off. Did a good job tonight. So
I only bring this up because you mentioned it at practice yesterday. The team was out-rebounded tonight, 52-33. As this road trip continues, what needs to happen for the rebounding to improve?
Rebound. Got to do a better job, all of us, starting with myself. And going to be another big test going back to Denver and be ready to make sure we box out and get the ball and go.
You told us yesterday at practice that this matchup with the Sixers and Joel Embiid is the one that excites you the most. Tonight you played arguably your best game of the season, your second 30-point game of your career, 14 rebounds. What was your mindset as you took the court tonight?
Just play, be aggressive, whatever I can take, whenever I can get, whenever.
Even before overtime, this team had a season high in points, made threes, and assists. How is the spacing that's come with the one big lineup allowed for the offense to open up?
It's been great, man. Guys are hitting shots.
Thanks, Craig. I'm joined by assistant coach Will Weaver. And coach, over the last 2 days, you guys worked really hard to defensively plan against 2 of the best isolation players in the game. Just one here tonight. For a team that keeps it quite simple defensively, what are the challenges to defending James Harden?
How long we got?
Players are creatures of habit, and a noon tip could kind of throw that off.
Yeah,
Coach Cayleigh said coming into this one, it's going to be about a team that's most prepared and mature. When it comes to 2 young teams facing off today, what gave you the edge?
Us being prepared the first 5 minutes. We came out the first 5 minutes with energy.
John, last game, the team had 11 turnovers total. You've got 13 so far in the first half. The Wolves do turn the ball over the most of any team in the NBA, but what's key to taking better care of the ball?
You know, the first thing it is the turnovers that we're having are leading to points.
Yesterday after the game, you bravely spoke about Kobe Bryant, his legacy and the tragedy. I know this team is playing with heavy hearts once again here today, but it's safe to say that you guys played with that Mamba mentality here tonight, that fierce competitiveness. What has allowed this group to leave it all on the floor in the last 2 games?
You know, everybody right now has heavy hearts. He meant so much for the game of basketball. He was a big brother to us all.
Jeff Green, congratulations on the win. With no Russell Westbrook to start this series, how important was it for this team to dictate the pace and play here in Game 1?
It was a team effort.
Offensively, this team was clicking on all cylinders. 3-point shots were falling, but that's kind of what we've come to expect from this team. Defensively is where this team shined tonight. What allowed you to be so effective on the defensive end?
Communication. We were there for each other.
You scored 22 points here tonight. It's the 5th time in the postseason that you've scored 20 or more points. We saw you do a little bit of everything. You were knocking down threes, handling the ball a little bit, also working that pick and roll game with James Harden. How has your comfort level in that pick and roll with James allowed you to find even more success in this Rockets system?
That's just another weapon that we have.
John, coming into tonight's game, the team discussed getting great shots and a high number of assists, 17 assists so far on 23 made field goals. What do you thought about the offensive execution?
I thought it was very good. We moved the ball very well.